It's Friday. Rose and Carter do the JOB tag team day. A broad pick for me this week, like Samoan tag teams. I've looked into I was gonna sort of, you can't research this kind of shit because there's so many of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
But like the first ones that spring to, I looked at the family tree and I was going to read that out as well, but that's just fucking way too complicated.
We'll be there all night.
And then branches off everywhere. But like the first ones that I think of are like the Wild Samoans. They'll be like probably there weren't Samoans tag teams before that, but from the sort of Hanoi family.
Yeah.
First two, I'd have thought. But like still, relevant today with your Roman Reigns and your Usos. They're still about today.
Yeah, have they not got a training school as well, or at least one of them have, or is it both of them?
I think it's them, and I think Samu's something to do with it as well.
All right, okay.
XW, some name like Pennsylvania, anyway. Where Batista trained, I believe.
All right.
Because I believe he married one of the Samoan family.
All right, okay.
Johnson. Hence where the old, Rock bloodline comes from.
Right, okay.
So yeah, we watched 4 tag matches each of Samoan tag teams. Mm-hmm. Any tag team you like, as long as it was from some sort of Samoan background. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So I've done all mine are in order because obviously it's fucking easy to tell like the order of if you're doing different teams and stuff. The first one I've got is the Wild Samoans in a tag title match. I think the titles are vacant here at this point, and it's against Guerrero and Goulet.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Goulet is quite an odd sight, I think.
You watch that again?
A baby face Goulet is quite an odd sight, I think.
Yeah, it was right good, like so good, and like they were so over as well, like the faces and the crowd were fucking just wild throughout, like because
I don't think people realise exactly how over Tony Guerrero was.
Yeah. You could tell just by the ring announcing at the start, like just when they announced his name, like he was over as fuck. So I have wrote a lot for this one. I'm not going to fucking babble on and say everything I wrote down, but I'll just get the gist of it. At some points, it was hard to tell who was in the fucking ring out of the Wild Samoans, so I'll probably The
first two of the first matches Wild Samoans, and I can't quite tell who's who.
Yeah, I was just listening to the commentators, but I didn't even think that. I think they were just fucking guessing, to be honest. Yeah. So
they were called like 1 and 2 at one point as well, not even Afa and Sika.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Right. Well, anyway, I know it's Afa that starts because that's what they told me anyway. So Goulet and Afa start the match. Afa offers a handshake. They ain't fucking never none of that. So they end up tying up. Couple of breaks, then a headlock by Afa, gets shot off the ropes, fucking hits the ropes, tackle, boom, Afa hits the ropes again, and then runs into a body slam, goes for a pin, fucking Sika breaks up straight away. Actually I do remember this. It is Afa in the ring, and Sika doesn't come in for a fucking very long time. So I'm apart from just to break up a couple of things. So I'm thinking, I don't know if he's injured or whatever the case is, but it made me think like you usually wouldn't be out there that long, like because he wasn't in till like right near the end, I think. But he didn't look like he was injured. But you know what I mean? He might have just had had something going on. But so anyway, yeah, hits him with a body slam. Sika breaks it up, and then Greer comes in, and Greer gets tagged in, and then he ends up with an abdominal stretch on Afa. Sika comes in again and breaks that up. Goulet comes back in. Whip to the rope, hits a sunset flip on Afa. Again, Sika runs in to fucking break that up. So he keeps coming in to break shit up, but he ain't getting in legally at all. Finally, there's a fucking sleeper by Guerrero on Afa. And once again, fucking Sika's like, fuck that. Which it kind of makes sense because, the tag titles are vacant. They're on the line. And it's like, I'm making sure that it is fucking, I'm keeping the fucking making sure that we get these fucking belts type situation.
Like a tournament thing, or
I don't know.
From a show before, or fucking because like Guerrero and Goulet seems like an odd team for a tournament final.
Yeah, you see, I don't know if it's a tournament final. I don't know if there was a point where the tag belts were stripped from someone or something like that. I don't know, but the belts were like on display, like no one had them at the start.
Even Martel had them as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Which I believe they had off the Samoans. I might have dreamt that.
No, I think they did. But yeah, so they get to the sleeper point and fucking Sika breaks that up. They do the old point where this is fucking brilliant. Like Guerrero's fucking ramming, like Afa's on all fours, and Guerrero's like ramming his fucking head into the mat. But like Afa, obviously being the Samoan, ain't gonna sell that shit. So like he fucking rams his head into the mat, and Afa it's his facial expressions. He's fucking like just crazy, like, and it actually kind of he looks kind of crazy, like sadistic, but also it's quite funny just to see it. He's like, fuck that, I ain't fucking taking that shit. She does it a few times, 2 or 3 times, and he's just not selling it and just looking like really menacing. And then all of a sudden, fucking Guerrero just gives him a fucking chop on all fours, like to the fucking throw it area, and fucking he sells that fucker. So
all those sort of old Samoan types, and even sort of the generation after that, the Samus and the Fatus and Tongas and all that they were all fucking believable, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, I
looking at them, you thought you're an hard bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. A word, you knew it.
Yeah. But yeah, it gives him the chop. Yeah, so 2 count after the chop. He's got the sleeper on Afa again. Guerrero has. Afa. Hang on, where are we? Yeah, sleep on ground. Oh yeah, fucking Sika gets up. Fucking so Sika runs along the apron on the outside, and he's fucking shouting all shit. He's like on the like on the second turnbuckle on the outside of the ring, shouting all this fucking stuff, and fucking Goulet just runs over and pops him for a fucking massive pop. It looked fucking brilliant. He's just there fucking, talking shit, and then boom, pops him off. Oh yeah, so so once he's popped him off there, the fucking ref's checking on like Sika, who's just been knocked off the apron. So Afa's in the sleeper hold on the floor, and then they do the old fucking slap, like hands behind the ref's back. So fucking Goulet comes in and puts the sleeper on, like on the ground.
They're so simple, nothing's done. There's no real damage as such, just a change of person, and it's such a fucking thing to see. And it's that's part of the lost art of tag wrestling, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also like the fact as well that they do it later on, like they do it later in a match after all the heels have been cheating and shit, because Sika's always coming in fucking illegally and stuff, doing this, doing that. And it's like, well, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of, even though it's heelish, it's kind of payback in a way, you know. So, yeah, so to do that bit, So switch the sleeper. Yeah, so Goulet's got the sleeper on now. They work their way up to the ropes. Goulet gets shot off, tackles Afa, and then he hits the ropes, comes back. Afa gives him a knee to the gut. I thought that was like the cutoff to go into fucking just giving him heat. But once he's taken the knee to the gut, fucking Afa goes for like a massive knee drop, moves out the way, fucking, and then they're back on top, like the faces. Tags Guerrero in. Finally, finally, Seeker does come in, but they weren't a fucking tag though. Like he's just in, right? He didn't even fucking tag. He's like, I've had enough of this shit. I came in enough earlier. I'm gonna come in again now, but there ain't no tag. So Seeker comes in. Yeah, there's no tag. Then all four in the ring. Fucking this bit, I'm a bit fucking confused at because they're all in the ring. They're doing this, they're doing that. I'm fucking getting all confused. I don't know who's legal at this point. But finally, the action's back to Afa and Guerrero. Seeker finally comes in legally eventually, and then they end up giving like Guerrero heat. So the actual fucking that most of the start was the faces. The heat finally starts now with them Guerrero, and then he gets kicked to the outside like fucking Seeker is beating the fuck out of him. He's on the ropes, like lying on the mat, but by the bottom rope, and Seeker's just like fucking stomping him, like fucking boom, 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 and he fucking finally like rolls out the ring. And then Goulet comes round, fucking rolls him back in. You know. Then there's a quick tags by the Samoans as they're beating the fuck out of Guerrero. They're all over him at this point now. Guerrero's trying to fight back, but ain't fucking happening. Oh yeah, then they do like a running spot where they tackle but collide heads, so it's like a double down. They're both fucked at this point. And then Goulet is fucking trying to like, is it Guerrero? Yeah, Guerrero, sorry, is down, fucking crawling along the top rope, pulling himself along. He finally gets the tag. And then it's fucking Goulet comes in and starts fucking firing up, but the finish happens like that, boom, like literally out of nowhere, like and it was Goulet gets the tag, real explosive, like fires up, all four in the ring again. But then when fucking Guerrero goes outside the ring, they literally just finish Goulet there and then as Guerrero's leaving he's going out the ring to get back to his corner, and they just hit him with a fucking, it's like they pick him up for like a double suplex, but kind of turn it into like a double body slam, you know what I mean? So it's like a suplex and then and that was literally the finish. Like 1, 2, 3, boom, fucking 3 count. But I wrote after it was a very good match, like very, very good. The fucking crowd loved it, like absolutely fucking loved it. But
and 4 bouting wrestlers, to be fair.
Yeah, I could watch all 4 of them like a lot.
It's all gimmick, and then Guerrero and Rene that just know how to work.
Well, yeah.
Bouting. I've seen Guerrero against Goulet on one of those house show type things we watch.
Yeah, I think I've seen that as well.
You know,
I've seen that.
1 or 2 kind of thing. And fucking peeps. You can't fault them, can you?
No, definitely not. But no, it was a cracking match though. Very good.
My first one was, I don't know if it's 74 or 75, but it's the IWA.
All right, okay.
Which was like the company that was trying to go national before going national was cool.
Right.
And it was Dick the Bulldog Brower, who was the North American champion, and Ivan Koloff versus Afa and Seeker, but here they're the Islanders.
All right, okay.
There's a promo from Dick the Bulldog Brower, who is a bit of a maniac, you know, fucking twitching and fucking all eyeballs and, you know, funny walk and a bit of a psychopath. But in his promo, where he's North American champion, his voice really doesn't fit his gimmick. Like,
Right.
he just talks like a normal human.
Mm.
Which, you know, I'm not saying that's wrong, but it just didn't fit the fucking, you know, the Twitcher and the fucking, you know,
Yeah.
all that shit just didn't seem to be the right, you know, if you watched it with your eyes shut, it's, you just think generic villain.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but fuck me, Witter's on in this promo. Fucking hell. You know, he got his point across, and then he said it again. And then, oh, just one more thing, and then he said it again. But it's fucking great, Bulldog Brown, to be fair. Very young Afa and Sika, you know what I mean? Like slimish as well. Still big fellas, but slimish. Koloff is a fucking beast here. Like
Mm.
just in long black tights. None of, you know, like he used to wear the top, but he was just long black tights. Absolute fucking beast of a human.
Mm.
Jump start, Afa on Brower, sorry, Brower on Afa, and the other two, so it would be Seeker and Koloff, just kind of do a bit of a stare down from the other, you know, each side of the ring. Brower and Koloff, apparently it's their first time teaming, but they're like two fucking headline names in the promotion. There's a quick cut off and then loads of tag stuff from the Samoans, like really good, quick babyface. Like they're called the Islanders, and they are wrestling very much like the WWF Islanders. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as speedy as them and you know smooth as them. I'll put Brower's doing all the twitching, but I've said that, haven't I? The Samoans look proper fucking good fire, like proper baby facey fire. They go for a double whip on Brower. This is great. Brower's in there after getting a bit of a fucking, you know, bit of a beating from the baby faces. Afra and Seeker in. They go for the double whip. And Brower just fucking shit cans it. He's just like, nah. He just kind of walks away from him. Nah, do something else. Like, do something stationary. Fucking,
Not tonight, peeps.
like fucking, there could have been a backdrop here. I ain't having that shit. Yeah, not buying that double whip at all for nothing. He weren't having none, you know, running. Nah. Um, one of the Samoans couldn't make out which one. Misses a fucking right good drop kick. Misses that bad boy. Then Koloff comes in illegally with a knee off the top, which became his finish, didn't it? So it might have even been here. And then Brower with an elbow, and that was it. That was home. But it was a right good match. Like the Islanders team proper shone through. You know, a young babyface team against two fucking headline main event, you know, singles wrestlers was right good. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Bouter.
Brilliant.
Next.
Well, my next one is the actual Islanders
Right.
against Omar Atlas and Ricky Hunter.
Oh, I like Ricky Hunter. I watched one of his matches today because it's the anniversary of the death of Mal Kirk. And when Rick Hunter came here to England, he wrestled Mal Kirk on TV. So it was them I watched today.
All right, okay, yeah. I hadn't heard of him, to be honest. I obviously have heard of Omar Atlas, but I've never heard of Rick Hunter. But
He wrestled as the Gladiator on WWF TV as well in a mask.
all right, okay, yeah.
Florida boy he is.
All right. Well, there's not a whole lot to this match. You can imagine it's pretty one-sided, but I thought I'd fucking throw in the old squash, you know. And so Atlas and Tama start. Tama all over him. Like at first, I thought it was going to start a bit even. I don't know if it was meant to, but Tama was like, "Nah, fuck it," and he wasn't giving him anything. He was all over him. Whips Atlas off, gives him a flying back elbow. Looked fucking beautiful. Tags in Haku, double headbutt, the old boom, and then Haku's the legal man, whips him off. There's a beautiful drop kick. Haku's got a fucking hell of a drop kick on him. I never really talk about great drop kicks. You never really mention Haku, but he can.
You don't see Haku in shit matches, do you?
No. He like you were saying earlier, like just looks legit, doesn't he? Looks like a proper fucking, you know.
Apparently, safe as houses, you just don't piss him off.
Well, yeah, that's it. So Hunter gets tagged in. Same situation. Haku's just beating the fuck out of him. Then Tama comes in. He batters him as well. I put Hunter fights back because he started fighting back, and then I put for a second, and then and then yeah, that was the comeback for about a second, and then Haku holds Hunter like double underhook from behind. Tama comes off the top with a massive chop to the fucking Swede. Quick tags, in and out. Backbreaker by Haku. Bam. Tama comes off the top with a beautiful fucking splash for the 3 count. Simple squash match, but it was decent. I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was all one-sided. But yeah.
Watching these sort of enhancement matches are good, I think, for when we're looking at these people, because you get to see them shine more than they ever could against bigger names. You know what I mean? They put all their bollocks into 3 minutes, don't they?
Mm. Yeah.
My next one is from NWA/WCW Power Hour, 27th of October 1989. 6-man tag featuring Samu, Fatu, and the Samoan Savage, who was Tonga Kid, Islander.
Oh, yeah.
Versus Scott Hall, Tommy Rich, and Richard Sartain. JR and Cornette are on just before the match, like at ringside, talking about what's happening this week. So it must have been the first match on. Samu and Rich start primarily with Samu sort of showing off his power. It's Jim Ross and Chris Cruz commentating. Chris Cruz is like a rare, sort of rarely mentioned commentator, but he knows his shit. Proper studied wrestling. He was one of those that sort of proper stood up for the light heavyweights and the luchas, later on in WCW. He knew his shit. It's a very even start, to be fair, once the power's been established between Rich and Samu. Anything Samu does, Rich does back. You know what I mean? Samu does a drop kick, Rich does a drop kick, that kind of shit. Then the Samoan Savage is in with Scott Hall. Hall's to the corner. Hall's pushed to the corner, and Hall fights off all 3 Samoans. Fucking pow, pow, pow. Samoan Savage swings at Hall. Hall ducks. Comes back for a body slam. Fatu from behind, pow, cuts him off. Now there's heat on Hall, which really fucking surprises me, because Tommy Rich, the ex-world champion, Scott Hall was fucking 6'9" and 300 pounds, and Richard Sartain. But the heat's on Hall. So, which, we hadn't seen Richard Sartain. Yeah. He's fucking, but yeah, it seems odd to have the heat on Hall. Oliver Humperdinck is managing the Samoan SWAT team. There's a right fucking spin kick from Samu. Fucking bow right in the face. Whoosh, have that. Fucking Hall's chin off, like fucking bounced into the 3rd row. That did. Tonga Kid, right? Fresh off his, because it couldn't be. This is October '89. Year before he was in the WWF, wasn't he? But he looked quite small in the WWF. I don't know whether that's the WWF's presentation or everything's bigger in the WWF. But he looks fucking huge here, and he's pretty ripped as well. He's a fucking. He looked amazing, to be fair. I'm really surprised that he didn't do more after. But he looked great, really fucking good. Hall with a sunset flip, but it's quickly shit canned by whatever Samoan he was in with. The SST really quick with the triple team stuff when the referee, they call Rich in. Rich comes in. Richard Sartain still not done it. Rich referees with him. And the quickest fuck the Samoans, they fucking know exactly what they're doing. In and out, doing the fucking dirty. Fatu with a power slam on Hall, fucking strong as an ox. Fucking whoosh straight over. the Savage does most of the work in the tag. To be fair, like I suppose he's the youngest, isn't he? Savage misses the highest fucking elbow drop, like standing, but like he fucking jumps for this elbow drop. Must have been fucking 97 feet in the air. There's a hot tag now from Scott Hall to Richard Sartain. Who comes in and backdrops the Samoan Savage. Then all 6 of them get in. Hall and Rich get shit canned out the ring. And then there's like a triple team on Sartain to bump him. And then how I can't quite recall. But then, like, you know, that sort of Vader type splash where he runs up the middle, holds the top, and bounces back.
Oh, yeah.
The Samoan Savage does that to pin Richard Sartain. He was literally there just to get fucking pinned. Richard Sartain. I don't know who he is. Yeah. Like, it was right good. Really surprised. Maybe that Richard Sartain just wasn't good enough to sell.
Maybe.
That's the only thing I could think of, you know. Tommy Rich was too good. Richard Sartain was too shit. So it had to be Hall, didn't it? But yeah, the Samoan team looked amazing here. That Samoan Savage, Tomo, was fucking brilliant. And Fatu and Samu always have been, haven't they? Winner. Next. Is it Headshrinkers next?
You are?
Is it Headshrinkers next?
It is.
I only guessed because you said it was all from the same promotion. So I was just thinking, what would have come after the Islanders?
Yeah, I thought I'd do just fucking 4 different teams and 4 fucking like different eras, kind of, you know what I mean? Like just space it out a bit. So the first one would have been what, late 70s, early 80s? Like the
late 70s, early 80s, yeah, got to be in it. And then it would have been late 80s, and this would be mid 90s, wouldn't it?
Early to mid 90s. This one, yeah.
Yeah, so, my next one's 95, but it's the new Headshrinkers. You know, the Barbarian team.
Yeah.
Yours would be 92, 93, maybe.
So this one are against fucking a right fucking odd pairing here. Are you ready for this shit? Versus Bob Backlund and El Matador, Tito Santana. So, yeah, so, I thought I'd give it a go on, see what happens. And hang on, just right. Where the fuck are we? Hang on, there we are. Right, okay, so yeah, this was actually the best match of the 4. I thought it was fucking really good. So Tito and Samu start, headlock by Tito, shot off. Samu sleeps, fucking, and yeah, it's actually quite an odd start really, because you got the fucking, you know, the old knee in the back, you know, which we do like 99% of the time in matches. Well, like they do it, and it's the first spot of the match here. So basically, Tito and Samu start, headlock by fucking Tito, gets shot off the ropes. Samu sleeps, hits the ropes, and fucking knee in the back, pow by Fatu, boom, fucking. I thought I was like, that's a bit odd, like, you know, fucking giving him the heat there, but that weren't even like the cut off as such. It was just to get the upper hand, like literally in the first second of the match. Then whips Tito off, ducks the line, crossbody, 2 count, fucking arm drag, and then he's got the arm bar on. This is on Samu, I believe. And then tags in Backlund. They go to tie up a couple of times, but Backlund goes under him, like not wanting to tie up. Oh yeah, then he runs at Backlund, and Backlund does the old fucking, you know, like the leg sweep thing is. Yeah, he does that. But fuck me, like, I think it's Samu still in, and he's fucking making Backlund look like $1 million fucking dollars. Literally, like he's bumping. He's giving him a little leg sweep instead of taking that like fucking flat bump. The fucking Samoans like way up, fucking making Backlund look like fucking brilliant. So yeah, he does that a couple of times. And then Backlund gives him an arm drag, gives him a drop kick, gives him another arm drag, and then he's got the arm bar on. They work up, and then they get to the heel corner, and then there's a tag by Fatu. Yeah, Fatu gets tagged in, but when they've got Backlund in the corner, Backlund like fucking escapes by going under them, like just to a neutral corner kind of thing to get himself out of danger, whatever. Then they go to a commercial just as I'm getting into it, which always pisses me off. And then he comes back, and I'm like, well, that's not where they fucking left him. And they go, is it? So it's like Backlund, yeah. So yeah, they go into commercial, and then there's a little bit of arm work on Fatu. Some tags by Backlund, then good old Tito. Then all of a sudden there's a backbreaker on Backlund, and that starts the heat, just the normal side backbreak, like the rib breaker situation. Yeah, heat. Then I thought they was going to go into like a fucking like a hot tag or something by now, but they just whip Backlund off and fucking take his head off with a double clothesline. Boom. Fucking in the corner. Samu runs in, does like the massive fucking stinger splash type thing in the corner, but Tito moves. Oh no, sorry, fucking Backlund moves. Samu hits the buckle, boom, gets the tag to Tito. Fucking Tito coming in, fucking backdrop here, flying forearm, but Fatu breaks it up. Then they do a switch behind the ref's back. And then a super kick by Fatu on Tito. But oh yeah, that's the fucker. They do the switch behind the back. Yeah, so during the whole fucking hot tag with Tito doing this, Tito doing that, the fucking ref, I think he's with Backlund or something, putting him out. I don't know what's going on, but then he hits this. They do the illegal switch, and then fucking so it's the illegal guy in the ring. Super kick, boom. Referee turns round. 1, 2, 3. That's the finish. But there's more to add to it. So basically, I wrote there. It was a very good match because I really enjoyed it. But and I like the switch and the super kick, which actually is a fucking finish. So there we go on. 1, 2, 3. But then the fucking Steiners come down. They're like, we're not having that, pal. You fucking cheated there and then. And then the referee obviously trusts the Steiners' decision because the Steiners wouldn't lie. So the referee's like, right, okay, you make a good point. We're going to reverse this decision and award it to Backlund and Tito. So they're the winners because the Steiners have the authority. So
Yeah.
that's basically what.
If it would have been another referee or an announcer or a man in the crowd, would have been fuck me, I didn't see it.
But yeah, so the Steiners come down, and then like once the decision's reversed, the fucking Headshrinkers, the Headshrinkers attack them, and then the Steiners run in and fucking chase them off. But no, it was a very good match. Yeah. But yeah, it was a very good match, and then they just reversed the decision, which I don't know why they needed to. Like, I mean, it's not like fucking Backlund and Tito are, a fucking tag team need a push or anything. But yeah,
if you had to call Backlund and the Matador some kind of tag team, what would you name them?
fucking hell. That's a tricky one. I'll have to get my fucking Ollie Anderson head on to give it some thought. If that I was to fucking brainwave about something like that. I don't know. I mean, two legends,
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
11th of February 95. Right, this it said 9 minutes on the YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it's a good pick. It's the new Headshrinkers, so Fatu and the Barbarian as Sione, the Headshrinkers, versus Wild Done. I thought that'd be about right. 9 minutes on TV, but there was a load of shit before it and after it, so the match itself was fucking minimal.
Right.
So I'd have wished I'd have chose better to get more from it. So I've got literally like 10 lines of writing, and one of that says, "There's a guest ring announcer." You remember when the WWF used to have like a random fucking punter just do the announcement?
Right.
Guest ring announcer announces the the teams in. Well Done with Harvey Whippleman. I'm a massive fan of Well Done.
Yeah. They don't really get enough credit, to be fair, do they?
So, I was friends with Rex King, Timothy Well, and he was amazing. The new Headshrinkers with Captain Lou, so we got 2 managers there. The winners wrestle the Smoking Guns for the titles next week.
Right, okay.
Fatu's got boots on, which is, the first time first time, obviously this period would have been the first time I'd seen that, I reckon. Right. Well Done, knock Fatu out the ring right from the start. Pow, out you go, Fatu. See you later. And they jump Barbarian. They double line him, and as they double line him, they follow it through and knock Fatu off the apron as well. Well Done off the ropes into Fatu. Pow. So they keep knocking him off, keeping him out. Then Well Done again, hit the ropes. Fatu trips Timothy Wow, while Barbarian fucking power slams Stephen Dunn. Then Fatu up the top to do that splash with Barbarian sort of under him, and that is literally it. Not enough to judge. I mean, it was fucking great. Don't get me wrong, everything was brilliant. Well timed and fucking smooth, and you can't fault any of it. But there wasn't much of it, and that's not their fault or anyone else's fault. It was just the way it was. But yeah, there's not a lot I can say about it, really. But 2 fucking great teams, in my opinion. I love Barbarian as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Bowser. Yeah. So as a match on here, you probably got more out of Omar Atlas and fucking Rick Hunter than I did this. But yeah, it is what it is.
It is.
Good teams, good peeps. Your number.
This one would have been in the last fucking 5 or 6 years, like within the last 5 years, easy. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna say it was like 2016-ish, but that's just a guess. It's around thereabouts, I reckon. It is the Usos against Tyson Kidd and Cesaro from Fastlane, which I'm guessing is a pay-per-view name. So,
yeah.
So there we are. Yeah, so this one was probably my least favorite of the 4, but I really like Tyson Kidd. And I watched a bit of WWE. I don't watch it now, but I watched a bit of it probably 4 or 5 years ago, and the Usos were there, and I kind of enjoyed them. They were a bit they didn't really come across as I feel like I know it's a bit different now, but they didn't really I don't feel like they wrestled like, shall we say, like Samoan style, if that makes sense. They're very I don't know.
I think the last Samoan wrestler, and I say, like, this is probably wrong in today's society, isn't it? Because of stereotyping is wrong, and fucking, pigeonholing people is wrong. But to me, the Samoan wrestler is the big hair, the fucking, 3/4 length tights, no shoes, fucking savage beast.
Yeah.
The last I remember of those, would have been like Umaga
Yeah.
and Alpha Junior. Do you remember him?
Well,
Tagged
one
with
was,
Cassie and Cody Rhodes.
oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
He looked just like him anyway.
Right, yeah. Well, I just think the Usos were like they're they're very quick, like not necessarily like high flyers, but they do well. They kind of are in a way, but just not really traditional Samoan like in their style and stuff. Is what I mean. But anyway, I like them though, and I was a massive like Tyson Kidd fan as well, and Cesaro I think is fucking really good to be fair. So anyway. I do get a bit mixed up with who the fuck is in out the Usos here because I think they're identical twins. You really fucking can't. I can't tell them apart. So Jay and Kid start. It's all the Usos like doing like some flashy stuff at the start and stuff, and then Jimmy doing like I noticed as well. Like Jimmy Uso has got like he's working like right side headlocks like even getting shot off the ropes, everything's on the right, like right headlocks, which are I don't know. It looks a bit weird. Just watching it, like watching him get pushed off, it just looks like a bit odd to me. But I noticed at first I thought, okay, it's just one, but then he does it again. I'm like, oh, that's weird. But anyway, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So he's got the headlock on right side, and then fucking Kid does a blind tag. So Jay gets shot off. Oh yeah, it's fucking is it Jay? Oh yeah, they're both doing the fucking right side then, because Jimmy done it first. Now it's Jay Uso in. So
Is it one of them fucking videos that's like mirrored?
you know what? It fucking might. In fact, I think it is.
Because they do that for copyright, don't they? On YouTube and shit.
No, you make fucking sense now because it's the quality of it of the fucking thing is like they've got the screen in the middle and then like the outer screen which is like all blurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they work on the leg, which is the right side. So yeah, you're fucking right. It's all like anyway. There we go. You weren't even there, and you fucking helped.
So apology.
You are.
You owe the Usos an apology.
Yeah, I'll write to them. I've got contacts. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. So they were gone then. So yeah, I apologize to Usos. I'll take that back. They know exactly what they're fucking doing. So here we go. So where were we? So he's got the headlock on the left side. So yeah. So yeah, what they do then? So he gets the kid does the blind tag. So Cesaro's in. I can remember it. I'm just trying to figure it out exactly how it went. So Jay shoots. Yeah, Jay gets shot off. Kid sleeps. And as Kid sleeps, Jay's running towards Cesaro. And I'm thinking he's going to cut him off there because they've done the blind tag. But he actually pops Cesaro. Then I think he turns round and nails Kid, I think. And then Cesaro, like, nails him on the knee. Like, I don't know if it's a chop block or something, but they cut him off there and then. And it's all, like, on the knee. I've put on the right knee, but it's not. It's actually on the left. So, there we go. So forget all that shit. They knew exactly. I thought they knew what the fuck they're doing. So I don't know what the fuck that was about. But so yeah, they're working on the knee of Jet. Quick tags, fucking all leg work, boom boom. And the Cesaro swing that he does. I think you see him do that. Fucking he does it, but with one leg on the leg that they're working on, which I think was pretty cool, rather than just the normal like swing thingy. Does the half crab. Oh yeah, this is quite a cool little tag spot. So he's got the half crab on. Cesaro has on Jay. As he's got him in the half crab, he tags Tyson Kidd in. because he's like near the ropes to do it. So as he tags Tyson Kidd in, Tyson does like a springboard over the top rope, on the top rope, boom, and he jumps off. And like, but as he's done it, Cesaro's released Jay, and he just like lands on his bad leg, which I thought was like pretty cool, to be fair. You know, bit too fucking high flying for me and you, mind, but it looks nice.
Oh, you know. We can do that.
We could. Like, it crossed my mind for like a split second, and then it like uncrossed my mind.
I mean, I can do it. I just don't want to embarrass anyone. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's it, edit. Then there's a leg submission by Kidd. It's some sort of, I can't even explain what it looked like, but it was like some sort of figure four-ish isms, but it wasn't a figure four. It was it looked pretty cool. Straight from the dungeon, I should imagine that came from. But you know, so yeah, submission, and then there's a cool. Actually, it's a really cool way into like the hot tag as well. So they're obviously working on Jay's leg, and now they do the spot where Kidd is outside the ring, Jay's inside the ring on his back, but his legs are like through the ropes, and you know where you just grab the fucking leg, lift up, and smash it down to the back of the knee. Catches on the edge of the apron. He does that on him, but then he goes to do it again. But like Jay kicks him off, so Tyson Kidd takes a bump outside the ring. So he's like out the ring as Jay gets the fucking hot tag, which I thought was pretty cool, to be fair. So they do that spot. So where are we now? Yeah, Kidd out, so smashed the leg on the apron, then kicked off. Yeah, Jay gets the tag. Yeah, Kidd comes back in, and I think he gets the tag to Cesaro here. And then there's a Samoan drop on Cesaro from one of them. I'm lost. I don't know who the fuck's in now. I'm guessing it's, yeah, not Jay. The other one. Jimmy, is it? Yeah. Samoan on Cesaro. Kidd's back in. Fucking more heat on Jay. Then they do like a really fucking cool, like, they do on Cesaro, I think. Yeah, on Cesaro, I think this is. It's on one of them, fuck knows. So they do a double whip, they whip him off, and they do like a double fucking flapjack, like in the air, you know, like both of them lift him up in the air. But as he comes down, one of them catches them into a Samoan drop and fucking, you know, nails him. Yeah, fucking sweet it was. And then all four in here, I don't know what's going on at this point. They're all fucking in there doing shit. And I'm there trying to write shit down. I need like fucking 3 books and fucking 8 pens to write all this. So I'm watching it. Don't know what's going on. Then they're all outside now. They're all fucked up outside. Then there's a point where Kidd gets thrown in the ring. This is another cool spot. So Kidd's on his back in the ring. Now one of them, I know who it is, one of the fucking Usos, does a splash. And now I don't know how they do this. I can explain to you and you'll be like, how the fuck did they do that? I watched it and I still don't know how the fuck they done it. So the Uso jumps, like, he jumps off the top rope for a splash. Now I think Tyson gets his knees up, I think. But so as Uso lands on Tyson Kidd's like knees, Kidd like rolls him into a small package from it, literally like a dive, boom, all in one, like kind of thing. You know what I mean? Not something I'm gonna be trying too soon, but it looked fucking sweet. So he does that small package. I thought that was the finish. Kick out, boom. Sharpshooter now by Tyson Kidd. One of the Usos comes in, gives him a super kick right on the chops as he's got it. That breaks it up, obviously. Cesaro's in. Cesaro and the illegal Uso end up fucking going out the ring again. There's a near fall by the Usos. And then, all of a sudden, that ends up with 2 in the ring, Kidd and one of the Usos. I'm lost here. And then Tyson Kidd, I don't know if you've ever seen him do this fucking finish. It looks pretty neat. He's got him up for the perfect plex. But instead of going over, he just like swings to the side like a neck breaker. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, and that was a finish, and they were the new tag champs after that. I've put perfect twisting plex. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but it looked nice. But yeah, the match was okay. It was a bit indie-fied, because I lost track of what was going on.
Just a generation gap, though, isn't it? That's not because it sounded like it had some cool bits in it.
It did. It wasn't like when I say indified, I don't mean like in a bad way, like it was a whole load of shit that didn't make sense, like or anything like that. It was just like you are.
It's not monkey madness. It's just.
It was just a faster pace, and
just wrestling how it is at that time, and
yeah, and like it's a lot, like a lot to take in, a lot to kind of digest, like what's going on in here, what's doing, there and there and whatever. So it's like I enjoyed the match. It was just hard to register everything that was taking place because a lot was happening at once, quite a lot. Whereas the previous matches beforehand was a lot more simpler and a bit slower. So you kind of, but I can't shit on it. It was still a good match. It was all right. Like, it just wasn't, it was the weaker one of the four. But yeah, all good though.
To be the weakest one amongst the rest really isn't a bad thing, considering you've had some fucking bouting people involved.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd quite happily come fourth in that race.
I'd be fucking 20th in that race. I don't care. You know what I mean? You can't fucking some fucking cracking matches, is what I say.
My last one is from the Heartland Wrestling Association, which was Les Thatcher's outfit, the WWF Developmental, WWE as it was. From the 1st of January 2002, for the Heartland Wrestling Association Tag Team Championships, Steve Bradley and Val Venus versus the Island Boys would become 3-minute warning. Rosie and Jamal, who would become Umaga. Excuse the ignorance, but I really don't know which one is which. Right. They're called ECMO and Chemo. Yeah, but I don't know exactly which one is which. There's occasional times when the commentators kind of help me out a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, this was the one I was expecting to be the lower end of the fucking spectrum, because we've done IWA, NWA, and WWF, which were like main stages, and this is just some kind of fucking tin pot. It looks like it's in a barn, but no, this was just as good. You know what I mean? Really fucking good shit.
What year was it?
2002.
That's two.
The Island Boys jump like in the ring. Bosh, they jump right into the fucking action. Val Venus and the one that would be Rosie, because I had a shot up of him, on the outside of the ring when Umaga and Steve Bradley are in the ring. Val and Steve Bradley cut them off briefly, and they double team Chemo, I think the commentator said. By that point, I couldn't quite, because it's like grainy footage. It's not the best. It's filmed in a barn on what looks like a handheld camera, but it's still for TV because the commentator, commentary and such. But it wasn't the best. So excuse me not knowing who's who. Then there's chairs involved now, and fucking Val Venus is fucking hammering both of them with the chair. They're doing heat on ECMO. I know that because I see his name on the side of his shorts. There's quick tags. Val Venus and this Steve Bradley. I believe Steve Bradley's passed away as well. So, but he looked fucking brilliant here. Right, good, good looking dude, and fucking make a nice team with Val. Proper good tags between the two. Les Thatcher's commentating. It's his promotion, so he knows exactly what to say and how to put the show over, doesn't he? Steve Bradley with a fucking great neck breaker, right quick one, pow. Val is fucking relentless now. He's kicking fuck out the Island Boys. He does a suplex on one of them that's 360 pounds, what Les Thatcher says, but he holds him up for the suplex like he's fuck all. Val goes for the whip on ECMO. He reverses it and sends Val in, ducks his head, a la backdrop. Val does a kick, bosh, and then there's a fucking. But then he's straight into a double line by the Island Boys. Hot tag now. Chemo and Steve Bradley are in. Val from behind on Chemo cuts him off. There's a right nice face bump kind of thing. Right, this is like I've never seen this before. It's right odd, but really cool at the same time. One of the Island Boys has got Steve Bradley in like the choke slam position, and he lifts him up and goes down with him. So he like takes a face bump. So instead of lifting him up and going backwards, you go up and down. It's really cool. You know, it was technically it's a shit thing to do because you're like bumping as well, but when it's done as smoothly as that was, it was peachy. Loads of fire from the Samoans. A splash by Chemo to Val. Val with a sunset flip then a little bit later on, but he sort of choked and lifted up into the bump out of that. Steve Bradley rolls Chemo up literally out of nowhere. 1-2, fucking that's cut off by Val. Then it's all action. There's people all over the shop. You know, there's shit going down. All fours in now. Then Val with a quick back suplex and Steve Bradley pins with his feet on the ropes. You know, like a quick out of nowhere kind of win. But yeah, bouting match, really good. It had everything in it. It was like it got a bit fucking hardcorey with the chairs and shit. There was some cheating from the villain team. There was some fucking speedy sort of today's kind of wrestling style. And there was psychology as well. It was really good. All in all, the Samoans are bouting, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
That's my synopsis of this whole situation. Is Samoans are fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a fucking bad team, have there? Like Samoans, they've all been fucking
not at all
brilliant, memorable. Like the lot.
I think we've talked most of them, and I'm sure there's some that we haven't. But you know, fucking brilliant. Really enjoyed them all for different reasons. You know? Monday, your pick of Don Morocco. Looking forward to
that.
Yeah. Wednesday, St. Louis, and your pick for next week's tag team.
Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
You fucking ready for this one? Right. Since you fucking decided to do like your fucking any Samoans that gave us the option of like 9 million people, I'm gonna fucking this one. What I'm gonna do is say 4 matches, right, involving someone. Now it can be like this person as a manager or as part of a tag team, but basically I'm gonna go with Mr. Fuji.
That's a beautiful pick.
So you can either have like Fuji and Sato or whatever you want to do, or like you can do fucking whatever, like, you know, as a manager of the Orient Express or whatever you want to.
That's beautiful. And it opens up another door to managers. Something else to talk about.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
I was talking to young Thomas J. Curtis the other day. And I said about, because, you know, we can add him on here just to do one, like a one-off of it, because he's like a manager extraordinaire, him. He studies wrestling managers. So, you know, have him lead the way and just talk about various different managers, and we'll chip in with, because I mean, he knows way more about managers than I ever will. But, you know, he's proper clued up on that shit. So, yeah, it'd be cool to have him, you know, just do something different one day. Yeah, it's fucking fabulous. Don Morocco, St. Louis, and Fuji next week.
Boom.
Gosh, see people then.